Hello everyone and welcome to the Corona Sim Racing League, or CSR, here for Season 5 Round 1 at Austria. I am ROP, aka Pepsi Freak 2 and 2, and I am joined by Blinn Machine. Blinn, can you say hello for us, please?
Hey Pepsi, I am super excited to be here. Thank you so much for having me along for this first race of Season 5. I'm super excited to see what sort of action we're going to have here in Austria.
Yeah, I am as well. We have done a roadie before for another league, and we have some good chemistry together, I think, and it'll be interesting to see that the Corona audience will be very happy to hear our commentary, and I think the drivers are very competitive, so it'll be very interesting to see how they handle the tricky circuit. I guess not really as tricky, but the very interesting circuit of Austria. It looks like it's a very dry day here. I don't see any rain in the forecast, but obviously things can change for the race, but it looks like qualifying will be very dry.
Yeah, at least for qualifying it's dry, so that means these drivers are going to be able to pull off, the maximum potential out of these cars, especially in Austria. It's such a quick track. We were talking about it just before we came onto the live broadcast, but I mean, you've only got 10 corners, and you have 3 DRS zones. I think that pretty much gives a good explanation of how quick and how much battling we could expect from this track.
That is correct. That is correct. Bam will be the first driver. Actually, no, sorry, Bam. I think it's Bats Plus is going to be the first driver to start his lap here. So I will ride on board to let people see the track, even though I think if you played these games before, everyone and their mother loves going to Austria. So I think you should know the circuit by relatively heart. It's not like a circuit like Vietnam where I feel like there's some people, even in this long into the game's lifespan, that for some reason have not even gone to Vietnam. So it is a very high-speed circuit with a lot of overtaking opportunities down the straights and a very aggressive braking lunge for the brave and the bold. But I do want to ask, because you do some commentary in some other leagues, and I have done some Classic Cup as well, and a lot of the drivers are in the same pool. Is there anyone that you think the viewers should be looking out for? Someone that should be interesting to see?
Oh, absolutely. There are some really heavy hitters in this league. I really wasn't expecting that coming in, but when I saw the lineup, I was really excited because, people like Bam Bam, Broomhandle, Tasmanian Devil, KGB Black Angel, Stanley, that guy is very quick, Turkey Whacker, FYKV, and F1 Racer. I know all of those names from seeing them around in other leagues. So I know at least, their experience in league racing, they can keep side by side, they can keep wheel to wheel, and they know where to overtake, where to brake. All of the basics are definitely there in this lineup. We've got some quick times already up on the board. So
that is correct. Bat Plus, who I was just riding on board, put a 103.478 down. But as this track gets more rubbered, that's only 3 minutes in qualifying, and as this track gets more rubbered, though, I know a lot of these drivers are going to up the table. I know a maxed out car in this game and career mode can get under 1 minute with an AI, so I don't think we'll get under a minute, but I do think we got some more time to be found on this board.
Yeah, I'm watching a Tasmanian Devil right now, and a soft tire is coming up to turn 9 and 10, just a couple of corners to go in this lap. He looked pretty quick through the opening stages of this lap, and he's going to be crossing the line here in just a second. Currently sitting in 10th without a time. He's second, 103.5, closest so far to Bats, but look at that. 3 people within a second and 103 already. That is absolutely incredible. That
is correct. I think we got a lot of close drivers out here today, and they're all gonna, if you mess up once, you're gonna have a very hard hole to dig out of. Because in certain leagues, you know where the the haves and the have-nots are. The drivers that are gonna dominate and could work their way up to the field even when a mistake happens, and the drivers that are relatively I don't want to say slow because that's a mean thing to say, but aren't as fast as the rapid drivers. But right now, it looks like, at least for Austria, we have 3 drivers all within the 103 range, and as KGP goes very wide there, mucks up the last corner, is gonna have to cut through the grass. But just like I said, a lot of these drivers, you're gonna have to be on the power, and if you make one mistake, it's gonna be very hard to rebound.
And let's look at the strategy game going on as well, because Forzen, another very quick driver, and Stanley within the top 10 right now on medium tires, and they're not that far away from, third place pretty much. They're a couple of tenths off third. They are far away from first. Tasmanian Devil went for a second lap on that soft tire and posted a 103.447, just beating out Bats Plus there for the provisional pole at this moment in time, but very early in qualifying, over 12 minutes to go. Much can still happen.
Oh yeah, 100%. And if it does somehow rain, a lot of these times are going to be mute and point because it's going to how well is your car set up for the rain. But yeah, Forza and Sand, like you said, are on mediums, and I think I think though they will eventually switch off because we still got Broomhandle has to go out there, Attack Wolf, a lot of other drivers. So I think they may get bumped out, so they may be forced to try a strategy on softs, but we shall see. But yeah, with 12 minutes to go, a lot of drivers are still around here. As it looks like a couple more drivers are starting to head out now. But yeah, since it's a relatively quick lap, unlike in other circuits where it takes usually about 3 minutes, like 1 minute 30 to get around, another 1 minute 30 to do a lap, and another 1 minute 30 to do another lap if you want. Here, it's so quick and so short of a lap that it just feels like after 2 minutes, boom, you can just go back in the pit lane and have a break. So you don't want to burn out all your tires too quickly. Because in other circuits where it feels like you can take a break, you're like, all right, I can take a break here, not use all my tires. But here, you may just get lost in the moment trying to catch up to the field and try to set better lap times. And in turn, burn out a lot of your softs and put yourself in kind of a hole for the main race.
Yeah, and let's not forget about traffic. I mean, everybody's got the same idea. We saw it in real life F1 a couple of times where, you know, especially in Monza, where everybody was trying to get to the line last and go for that, you know, closing last lap to try and post that quickest time, but doesn't always work out. But that puts a lot of traffic on the track, and I expect that to happen here as well. So those people that might be sitting in the pits and waiting until the very last moment, they might get their lap either messed up by somebody who makes a mistake or spins out, or, you know, they might have an incident. So yeah, I think people should start posting some times on the board, but we still have, again, a lot of time here, 10 minutes to go.
Oh, yeah, I know.
And another one that's just started a lap is going to be KGB Black Angel. I do definitely think he might be quick here tonight. There's somebody that went off actually at turn 2 right up the hill, and that's Bam Bam.
Yeah, it's Bam Bam. But I also want to point out we're currently riding board with Bats Plus. Bat Plus has set 2 purple sectors, and he's on the run to the line now through the last 2 corners of 9 and 10. So I will be interested to see where he goes. And this is a very easy corner to invalidate on. If you go just a little bit too wide, the game thinks you've messed up, you will be invalidated. But it would not be the case for Bats Plus, as Bats Plus puts a 103.177 on the board, and that will put him back to P1 on the provisional list.
Wow, if we are at a 103.1 right now in this early qualifying stages, how low can we get? I mean, can we get to mid 102, do you think, by the end of this qualifying?
It's like a game of limbo. It's like a game of limbo. But something is catching my eye, though, as I cut back to the pit, the circle around here, it is getting darker. I don't know if that is just kind of just a weird cautionary measure. It's just maybe just some cloud coverage, but it is getting a lot more hazy and a lot more smokier, which usually could be a sign that rain is on the way, or at least very ominous in clouds. Because if you look at the hill, like right now I'm on KGB Black, and if you look up at the forest, that is very dark. Darker than it just was.
Yeah, it even looks a little bit foggy, I would say. I would definitely agree on that. The weather is changing, but it's all going to be about how quickly it changes, so there might be some people that miss out if they don't come out of the pits in time and don't set a dry lap. But if that rain is going to come, you know, a little bit later into the qualifying session, it might not really affect too many people. So I'm just really excited to see these times. These times are just tumbling down every couple of minutes. It's super exciting. Since Manian Devil, who's currently in second, is going for another lap, and I think it was either a glitch or I might have seen a tiny touch of rain there for a second.
I've seen it too, actually. Yeah, I can see little sprinkles of rain, it looks like. So I think my theory was correct. I think it's raining, or it's about to start raining. So if you're a driver that stayed out, like Fireball, Zootini, Attack Wolf, and Fivers, you either missed the memo and you have gone, yeah, it's getting wet. So either they're hoping that it re-dries, or this is a very spring shower, because right now that is really going to put in a hole a lot of the drivers that waited.
Oh, this is going to get very, very spicy here, and this is only round 1 of this new season in this league, and, you know, being my first time commentating on this particular league as well, this is lining up to be an incredible race here if this is how qualifying is going.
Something up to note is Devil is set at purple sector 2 even on rainy conditions, so it'll be interesting to see. This is probably the last good attempt he'll get at it because the track is getting wet, so it'll be interesting to see how he gets a run to the line here, and it's going to be not an improvement, so never mind. It looked like he did, but Stanley actually brought up the P2, so Stanley bumps Tasmanian Devil down to P3.
That's actually very impressive in these conditions to be able to improve at all from Stanley. That is absolutely incredible, and if the rain comes in the race as well, that might be someone to really watch out for. It sounds like Stanley really knows how to control this car in these interchangeable conditions.
Oh, 100%. That is one of the benefits of driving rain. If you know how to do it, if you know how to handle these cars in the wet conditions, you will be a sender, if you will, and be someone that can attack, because there's usually a have or have not class when it comes to wet racing. Some Some dread it, some love it, some are in between. And as personally someone that's had horrible luck in the past couple races, he's ran in the rain and has just had terrible luck with either drivers getting off out in front of him or own stupid mistakes. I'm someone that kind of dreads the rain, but as someone that is not currently in the nice dry commentary booth right now, I have no ill wills if it rains. Have fun, drivers. I'm like the gladiator. I'm like the Roman emperor with my hand up or hand down, and I'm watching this for fun. So entertain me and Blinn.
Yeah, that is a great analogy. I just wanted to say a quick thank you to everybody who's already joined the stream. I saw that we have quite a few people watching right now, but leave us a like and get some comments coming into the comment section. Let us know, who you're rooting for here tonight, who you're cheering for, who do you think is going to be on that podium, or if you have any other predictions for the race.
Yeah,
we would love to hear it.
We are new. We are relatively new here to the Corona Sim Racing League, our CSR. So yeah, we do have some knowledge of some of the drivers, but yeah, if you've been here longer, you may know some of these faces a lot more, know the lore of this league. So please, fill us in. We'd love to hear, and we'd love people interacting. And while you're here, why not like and subscribe as well, like he said, and interact with the league. Because if you like the content you see, liking, subscribing gets it to a wider audience. And I think you know the spiel by now, because I think every YouTuber and their mother throws that information out. But Broom handle P5, and it looks like everyone has set a relatively lap except Zutini. So yeah, Tackle, if you can see that he went out so late, and now he's only done a 106.964. And I know he's a relatively fast driver, so the rain has really caught him out, and he is going to be paying for it by starting relatively in the back.
And Shahomi as well. He went out really late. He actually made a mistake. He just got this lap invalidated, but on his out lap, he was out on the grass there. If you remember back when Bottas was cutting grass, that's pretty much what Shahomi was doing on the exact same corner. So those people, like we were saying, they were waiting. They thought they're going to get that last run at the very dying second and steal pole position, but the weather decided that that's not going to be the case here tonight.
But the thing is, they get a good radar system. They can check this stuff. For us, for the commentators, though, we have no clue. We just went off the cloud coverage. So you think that in-game they would have noticed it, because it feels like every time I get into a league race, I'm like, all right, let's check the weather for the qualifying and the race. I know sometimes it's rough estimates, but if I know, hey, there's a good chance it's going to rain with 5 minutes left in the session, I'm going out there early. And as you can see, a lot of the top runners are retiring. So I generally think that no one else is going to go out and try a lap because the conditions are no longer there. We have the track has been lost.
There's a couple of people out there on intermediate tires. F1 Racer right now is on an out lap on an intermediate tire. Stanley's got it fitted on, but he's in the pits. And FYKV and Beast G also have fitted on the intermediate tire. So they're thinking about it. I'm not sure if anybody's going to improve, but maybe some people might just go out to get a good feel for what these cars are like, if their setup is going to work in the wet conditions. Because, of course, they locked in their setup when they went out of the pits on that dry setup. Mm-hmm. So if they didn't pay attention to the rest of qualifying or to the race, if it's possibly going to be wet as well, that might come back to chase them down.
Now, I know some leagues do like running with park for May off. Had to think of the word there for a second. So maybe there's a case where they could have park for May off, because I know some leagues do, some leagues don't. So it is a case-by-case basis, and I will check the rule book real fast to get an ideology on that. But yeah, maybe they're just getting ready for the rain. Like, if it's supposed to rain during the race, I may head out there and take an attempt and just figure out where the car is, because if park for May is on and my setup's locked, but then you would think that they would have set a qualifying lap on wetter conditions. So as I think an Alpha up ahead of the road is very loose. So I think, some of these cars may be still set up for the dry, at the very least.
Yeah, and I'm getting information here in our commentary on YouTube. We're getting information that it is going to be a dry race, at least in the forecast as it is right now.
Thank you, whoever that is. You did something that the F1 games.
FedEx.
You did something that the F1 games cannot provide, is give the commentators information that is relevant to us. But thank you for that. But 3 minutes ago, I don't think anything's going to happen that's worth noting. So other than just watching some drivers kind of go around like it's Disney on ice.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing right now, just watching F1 Racer. He did complete a lap right now on the intermediate tire. I didn't see his time, unfortunately, but I'm imagining it would be at least a couple of seconds slower than his 103.9 that he did on that soft tire to qualify himself in 6th position. So yeah, the top 4 have all retired. There's some people that have retired from like the bottom of the list as well. But there's a couple of you. There goes Beast G. He actually, I think he might have crashed out
Maybe his
I'm on
car is
board
slow.
here
Yeah,
with F1 Racer.
the
Let's
other
see, he's
Ferrari
gonna
is
come up to it.
around. So yeah, the other Ferrari is around. So I don't think he's crashed. I think he may have just broke his wing and
He
decided to call it a
has,
night because he's
yeah, he's crashed right into the wall. He's missing a big chunk of his front end, but he's still mobile, so his AI has taken over.
yeah. So he's not. That was not a full retirement. He just kind of lost it. And I know some leagues don't like it when you retire on track though. So again, the rules will be. I think that's something up for the stewards, not for us to pass judgment on. But as we caught it on the camera, so you can't be slick. Oh, and that is Turkey. That is Turkey Whacker, who's currently P14 in McLaren, that let us know about the race. So thank you, Turkey Whacker.
Yeah, that's amazing information coming from Turkey. I'm gonna thank him right now in the comments.
Actually, yep, that's you can go ahead with that. But yeah, minute 38. Yeah, I'm sorry, folks, that the first round is relatively kind of qualifying was like so good so early, and then it petered out near the end. But them's the break sometimes in racing. So, but luckily the race will be dry, so it will be presumably a blood sport, if you will, a very interesting fight at the top when the race does resume.
Yeah, Austria in the dry, it means that people are going to be able to stay in each other's DRS. We're going to see some nice trains, hopefully. It is race one, so it's a nice reminder to let everybody know, all the drivers, that you don't have to cause anything into turn one. Take it a little bit slower. Nobody wins a season in turn one of race one, so try not to create a super big pileup in the first turn. But other than that, yeah, I'm really excited what these guys are going to do. And there's only about 40 seconds left in qualifying, so we'll find out really soon.
Looking down the pit wall here right now, I've heard from one of my earpieces, or AK, one of the chats, that Tasmanian Devil believes that something bad will happen in turn one. He's got an itching feeling that he thinks someone's going to go very brave into turn one and cause a problem. But hopefully that does not occur, but I think he's thinking someone may try to be superhuman on turn one and just go for the aggressive strategy, as we have 20 seconds left here, not one car on track.
Yeah, and Shadowbane giving us some more information as well, letting us know Park for Me is on, reset to track is not permitted.
All right, thank you, Shadowbane, again, because, again, we are new, so that is good to know. I got a somewhat of a copy of Rulebook, but I didn't get all the information, so that is relatively good to hear. So yeah, Park for Me is on, so if it was the rain during the race, they'd be on the setup they were set on, and reset the track is not permitted, so if they go off, they're going to have to fire it back up.
So qualifying is finally done now here, and it's going to be Bats Plus on pole position, Stanley in second, Tasmanian Devil in third, Wada Petovsky is going to take fourth position on the second row there, Broom Handle in fifth, we have F1 Racer in sixth, F1 KV in seventh, eighth goes to Beast G, and ninth to Bam Bam, 10th is going to be Forzan. So those guys are going to be locked in on softs all the way down to
Actually,
Forzan.
hold on.
Starting on
I was going to say, Forzan's on medium, so that will be interesting to see, because everyone else behind him may try to start on mediums, but Forzan will be starting the race on medium, so he may have an advantage. So, yeah. It will be interesting to see, because usually people love going on the softs, but with the rained out qualifying, or at least near the end, if you set a good time on mediums, it actually stuck.
Yeah, exactly. And to go from mediums, the only way you have is really to go to a hard tire. So you're pretty much limiting the strategies that you're going to be able to do in the race, even if safety cars come out and things like that. Really puts you in a bad situation, especially if that happens towards the starting of the race there. So I always prefer starting on a soft tire unless I'm way at the back and my strategy is to overtake everybody in the pits.
Oh, yeah, no, 100%, because I've had so many league races where I've like, oh, I'll be Q with it and put it on a set of mediums or put on a harder compound, and then there's usually a safety car in the first couple laps, and all the soft runners can pit to get a fresh pit stop. Well, I'm stuck out there. I'm like, because I can't pit, because then I either have to go on the hard compound and be even slower, or go on a soft compound and then do another pit stop, much to my detriment. So I always am like, if I'm near the front, I just want to be on softs. It's not worth the risk, because unless you're 100% sure there won't be a safety car, or if it is, it's so early that it won't affect anything.
Yeah, and of course, nobody can predict 100% that there will not be a safety car. So
I mean, if I could, I'd be making tons of money. I'd be off in Hollywood.
A lot of times when I've commentated on other races, you're thinking, oh, 5 laps to go. I don't think anything's gonna happen. Now, boom, and a safety car comes out.
I remember doing another league in a TTRL where, there was a car, a racing point that was in the lead. He had a 6-second lead, and my graphics aren't turning on for some reason, but
Mine either.
All right,
And no sound for me either. Oh,
there we go.
We're
All
back.
right. Hey, Codemasters, thank you. But back to my story. He was up by 6 seconds, and there's this guy. It was I believe it was, I don't remember offhand. I think it was actually F2. But the point is, one in the BWT and one in the, I think it was the Trident. But the point is that the BWT had a 6-second lead, and he spun it in the second corner of Spain after that hard left-right, and he lost his whole 6-second lead. And he had to just recover and finished outside the podium. So nothing is a guarantee in motorsports.
Absolutely not, and especially in league racing, with everybody pushing, with everybody racing for every point that's available, anything could happen at any moment. But I also wanted to run through the guys on the grid that we haven't mentioned. So in 11th place, we've got Shadowbane, KGB Black Angel in 12th, Fireball in 13th, Turkey Whacker in 14th, Attack Wolf in 15th, Shahomi in 16th, Jadu in 17th, Zuti in 18th, and that poor cheat dude is going to be starting at the back in 19th place.
Again, that's one thing I love in these sim racing leagues and all that, is you always see these weird gamer tags. You're like, huh. Like, it feels like some of them are normal, and some of them are actually kind of cool, like Attack Wolf. I like that name. And you got ones like Turkey Whacker, or That Porch Dude, where it's like, that's interesting, or it's an innuendo, where it's like, huh, why did you go with that? But each gamer tag has his own stories, I would say. Or some just picked them out of a random bag of assorted words. But as we
can look at our own, right? Pepsi Freak and Blend Machine. Why Pepsi Freak? Why Blend Machine?
Yeah, why? That's a lot of questions. I think that was just like young Pepsi's like, I need a gamer tag. He's like, well, I like this soft drink, so why don't we just call myself a freak?
Yeah,
and pick
I have a can
numbers.
of fresh Pepsi sitting right beside me. It's the preferred drink in this household.
It's a man of culture I see as well. Anyway, as they do line up here, it will be 38 laps. It looks like most drivers can make it on a one-stop here, so no real trickery. As I pull up a quick tire change lap, it looks like the 11 on down are in a mixture of softs and mediums, though. So not everyone has jumped to the mediums.
Yeah, this will be very interesting, and, we're just about to get going here, so I'll pay attention to the back, you pay attention to the front.
All right, yeah, that makes perfect sense here, because I am the lead camera here with 5 red lights, and away we go. All right, little long start there, as it looks like Bats Plus gets a relatively good start, as the scoring cable has got a little glitched here. The Alfa Romeo of Tasmania Devil going to try to stick it around the outside. He cannot, but the AlphaTauri could try to stick it on the inside, but he'll think better of it, and it looks like, at least from my eyes, at least the front of the pack has gotten off relatively clean.
Yeah, and at the back, not too much happening either. Everybody's got through turn 1 and 2 now, coming into 3.
It looks like the AlphaTauri's kind of collided there, and a Ferrari is around of Zutini, and the McLaren got hooked by the the Renault of Fireball.
Yeah, that was F1 Racer there, got hooked up by another car, but there's more battling happening here. Bam Bam, Shadowbane, they're battling for position as they're coming through turn 4 right now, and Shadowbane up into 7th place. Bam Bam's got Forsden right on his back. Forsden is the one running on the medium tire from the start, and he's up into 9th position already, so made up 1 position on the start.
Yeah, relatively good start here, and it looks like almost everyone else got clean, but I did notice something at the front here. It looked like the broom handle may have ran into the back of his teammate Stanley. I don't think he's got any damage, but very scary moment if you were on the AlphaTauri pit wall right there as your 2 teammates actually collided.
Look at Zuti. He managed to recover up to 11th position already on the first lap.
Oh, it looks like an Alfa Romeo's around, and that is the Porch Dude who was up there kind of high, and now he's turned the wrong way around, and and Beast G gets a 5-second time penalty for speeding in the pit lane. So he had a pit to fix his wing, or presumably that's what he's pitting for, to fix his wing, and he'll get insult to injury moment by getting a 5-second.
Yeah, and just wanted to mention the graphics right now are a little bit messed up. They're showing lap 3 instead of lap 2, and the positions are a little bit messed up, but there goes Fireball for another overtake on Zuti, and he moves himself up a position.
Broomhandle getting
a lot of stuff happening everywhere.
We got a good battle here between Broomhandle Watt for 4th, as Broomhandle's going to try to keep it around the outside here, but Wattpad is going to be the aggressor here, and he's going to try to hook it. Now it's going to break it to the inside again, so advantage Broomhandle. Can Broomhandle hold it? He cannot, so Wattpad gets it around the outside, or Wapatowski, I should say, not Wattpad.
Yeah, some of these things are going to take a couple of races for us to get used to, but a very clean start overall, like I said, except for that little incident that we had on the starting of the 2nd lap there when a couple of cars came together, but overall, we are clean, we're through, we're on lap 3 now. And
DRS is now enabled.
Yeah, and Bats Plus is still leading the race, but Tasmanian Devil only 3 tenths behind him.
And he will have DRS here, so I wouldn't be shocked. It's very early to make a lunge here, but I would not be shocked if he tries something, because he is a kind of an aggressive driver. He'll think better of it. He'll go early on the brakes here, so maybe he was thinking maybe switching around and hoping he outbrakes him, but Bats Plus does not fall for the thing. But Shadowbane is able to kind of push Broomhandle wide there a little bit, and he's going to gain the position, but that's also going to open the door for Fixer 85 to try something on the inside with the help of DRS.
And Bam Bam now going around the inside as well of Broomhandle. So Broomhandle losing positions there, which is not good. FYKV moved himself up another position, up into 5th place right now. What an incredible start from him.
Yeah, Broomhandle is sinking like a stone. I don't think he's got any damage. I haven't got a good look at it. Now he's got a 3-second for multiple warnings, so it's all gone wrong. I just feel like maybe he wasn't ready for the dry session yet today. It looks like he was fast. Maybe he just needs to get dialed in, someone that takes time to get warmed up. But anything, do have yellow flag sector 3. That is going to be a safety car. Wapowski's retired from this session, and he was in P7. Oh, it's on the front straight. Yeah, he lost it off the last corner, and he just took the wall with him.
Oh, yeah, it looked like it was a big one because he's missing all kinds of pieces out of his car, and it took him straight out of this race. So, like we were predicting, safety car right at the opening stages of this race. Now let's see if anybody's going to decide to pit, or is everyone going to stay out there? You know, somebody might decide to go for an alternate strategy that might work out for them.
Well, something worth noting is Shahomie, Turkey Whacker, J-Dude013, and Beast all, well, Beast hasn't got here yet, so we'll have to wait for him, but the other 3 all did jump down pit road as soon as safety car hit, so they jumped down as fast as they could. So they will be trying an alternate strategy, but the top runners right now are at least going to stay out, but there is a question mark. I think it's just a bit too early to pit, because the window, if I'm not mistaken, for softs is about 12, 13 laps. So I think it's just too early to get off those softs, because if you want to make it a one-stop, and even on the hards, you have to get around that window. And there's no way a set of hards will make it 32 laps.
Yeah, I mean, it would be close. It would be very tight. I mean, you never know. I've seen people pull out some crazy strategies that you wouldn't ever think would work, and we never know what kind of other incidents we might have. This is only lap 4. We already have a safety car. It wasn't really due to any contact. It was just somebody losing it out of the pits. And look at that. Broomhandle is going to come into the pits.
I think how he was sinking, I think there may be a chance those softs have either fallen off or he has not estimated them, so it makes sense to make a change. And we'll see. He's going on a set of medium. No, he's going on another set of softs. So he's definitely going to try soft, medium, or soft, hard. Now he has to serve his penalty, though, so it'll take a second. TCR Racer in the pits along with Zutini. So a couple drivers have taken advantage of the safety car, and they should get jumped, though, by the drivers, or at the very least some of the drivers that did pit under the safety car when it first came out.
So just looking at the position changes, some people that gained some positions, Tasmania Devil moved up 1, FYKV gained 3, Shadowbane, he's the biggest winner out of this whole starting series here right now. He's 6 positions up, so he was 11th. He's currently running in 5th position. Everybody else down to 12th place have gained positions. But that Porchy dude started 19th. But he is currently running in 11th.
I think Porchy dude, though, lagged out, or he left, because I think that is a ghost car. I swear I saw his name pop up and he left. Well, it looks like his car may be a little bit ghosted, but I could be wrong, and he could be here. But I will see on the start, but it does look like he was at least a little bit ghosting. But maybe I just mixed up the name with someone else.
No, it does look like it's ghosting, unfortunately, but hopefully he'll be able to rejoin back.
Yeah, because he's got some good track position, so it would be a shame if he lost it. But we will have one more lap on our safety car here. So again, if you missed the opening laps and you said, oh, let's go get a drink, go get a drink now. Go get your snacks. Go get whatever you need, because we're gonna probably have a lot of good clean racing off the safety car, as we got a lot of the Dutch faithful out here today. You can see a lot of the orange in the crowd, a lot of Verstappen fans. But I hate to tell them, but there's not a Dutch driver in the field, I think.
I unfortunately wouldn't know. I think most of these guys are going to be North American based. Yeah, I've seen them in other North American based leagues, so I would probably presume that most of them are going to be North American. But you never know. Again, you know, we could have somebody from somewhere in Europe racing with us. We've had a lot of UK drivers previously that, you know, even though it's 1 a.m. their time when the race goes on. I think it's about 2
almost. Yeah, so yeah. I mean, they stay up to watch weird things on the United States when there's like certain shows or things that are only U.S. only. They have to stay up. Like this week's the Super Bowl, so if there's a football fan in London, they got to stay up till at least like midnight to watch at least the first half of the game. So
yeah,
like, they got some. Or maybe I shouldn't call it Super Bowl because we don't have the copyright. So the big game that's this upcoming Sunday, if you're a football fan. Don't sue
Yeah.
us, Goodell.
And yeah, I mean, I've stayed up before to watch the Japanese Grand Prix, and a couple of other Grand Prix that happen really, really early into the morning, around 4 a.m., 6 a.m. North American or Eastern time, and safety cars coming in on this lap. So yeah, let's get back into the groove here. I'm really excited how this is going to turn out.
Oh yeah, 100%. But just I want to finish that point. Some of those great races I've seen have been in the early morning hours. It feels like that peak where if you finish it, it's like, wow, that was like, it just felt like a euphorium of a moment. But yeah, we are back under green here. So I think its question is, when will Bats Plus go? When will he decide to lead this pack under the motion? Because he has the control here, and I've seen some drivers kind of boggle it under pressure, while other drivers have done well. But right now, he is really slowing up the field. So he is waiting his time, and he is going to pick his moment, metaphorically speaking, to go. So he may want to try to catch Tasmanian Devil napping, but so far, still no movement yet.
Oh, he's playing this really smart. He's trying to not give them any slipstream down the straight, but he goes now.
And away he goes. It doesn't look like he caught Tasmanian Devil napping too much. He was ready on the gears, and he could actually have a lunch here in turn one, but the other Red Bull Fixer could have a move on the third-place car, Stanley, as they all head off into turn one relatively cleanly. No mistakes, no issues.
And a little bit of an attack here from Fireball on KGB Black Angel. Is trying to come up his outside on the second turn here, but it's not going to work as they come into turn three. Oh, and now he's going around
Aggressive
the outside.
Lunge. Yeah, but yeah, Fireball tried something on the outside there, but I also know Shadowbane took a very aggressive lunge at Fixer, could not make it pay off. But yeah, a lot of the drivers have hold station on lap one. I mean, at the first lap under the safety car. Well, you get what I'm trying to say.
Ooh, Shadowbane almost lost the car out of the exit of turn 4, and here comes Bam Bam into the inside of turn 5.
He'll make it clear by a
He's
mile.
gonna send it down there.
And it looked like Forza tried something as well, as Forza gets a 3-second for extended warranties as well. So, again, very aggressive, where it feels like a lot of drivers are just trying to push the limits. If you can survive without getting a 3-second warning, you've done pretty well here today, because penalties can hurt when they all stack up.
Attack Wolf is trying to close up on KGB Black Angel, but gets a bad run out of the last corner here, and I'm just watching as Shadowbane is ever so slightly closing up on Bam Bam. Of course, no DRS for the first 3 laps after. Oh, and Shadowbane almost loses the car once again. Out of the exit of turn 1, and now he's under attack by Forzan. Here comes Forzan for P6. Up in there before they even make it into turn 3. Is he going to lunge down the inside?
No, he thinks better of it. Considering how squirrely his back ended, I don't think that would be a good idea. As Turkey Whack gets a 3-second time penalty, but he makes the pass on Fireball for P11. And now he's on the back of Attack Wolf for the final points-paying position, and he did pit under the safety cars. I think he is currently the highest runner on the new compounded tires, or at least drivers that pit under the safety car with the freshest rubber.
KGB made a pass there on Shadowbane, but not before they made a couple of bumps with each other, so it was a little bit of a messier pass, but it's a pass nonetheless, and KGB Black Angel up into 7th.
Now Broomhandle up the P9, so I'm sorry I spoke too soon. Broomhandle's actually the highest runner, and he could catch Shadowbane napping as well, because I don't think anything's wrong with Shadowbane, but it just looks like he's taking that corner very conservatively. So either he's trying to avoid cutting, or he is really not feeling comfortable with that car right now, and the tires have really fallen off. But if I'm not mistaken, didn't he? No, he did not pit. So yeah, never mind. Yeah, he's on some old rubber, so maybe he just does not feel comfortable with the car. DRS is now enabled this lap, so a lunge could happen here.
And Forzan does have DRS up into turn 3. He's going to go down the inside on Bam Bam. He has a pretty good line through there. Bam Bam's going to think about the switchback. He doesn't really get the perfect line. Does not have DRS, but he's using his overtake to try and come back on Forzan. Forzan with the DRS, though, he's going to be right ahead of him into turn 4.
One of the things I've noticed about a lot of these drivers here is they love using their ERS here. It's a very hard track to use ERS. But for instance, KGB right now has got 76 ERS saved, while the 2 drivers ahead of him are at like 20 and like 10. 32 and 24 respectively for the 2 of them. So it's something that I respect. It's a driver that really saves his ERS when he really needs it, because that could be the make or break, especially at a very power track circuit like this.
Oh yeah, it's definitely another thing you have to manage. At least we don't have to manage 5 different modes like we used to have to on the previous game. And there's a yellow flag
that is for
Sector
Zutini.
3.
He went off a little bit, but no harm, no foul. He's just going to lose some time, so no damage. We will stay green. But Broomhandle gets another 3-second time penalty as well, but it looks like there could be a good lunch here. The big battle on the track right now is P6, as Bam Bam is under pressure from KGB and Broomhandle. So it looks like there's a big little cluster up here at the front. But nothing's really changed up front right now with Bats Plus still leading the way from Taz, Danimela, Stanley, and Freixer. They're all in kind of a DRS train, and no moves have been made. They're all kind of just relatively close, but not close enough to make anything happen.
And just wanted to mention, this is exactly what Stanley likes to do. He likes to just sit on the back of somebody and just, hunt them down for 30 laps until they make a mistake or something happens or they get tied up with someone. So I'm still watching for Stanley in P3, but Tasmanian Devil and Bats, they're not letting each other go at all. Tasmanian Devil has been sitting on that back wing, on that back spoiler of Bats for the whole lap right now as I'm watching from the onboard of Stanley. He's closing up in certain places, but he's not making any crazy moves. He's just trying to take it slow and pick out this perfect place. He is got a good run right now up to the hill into turn 3. He's gonna go down the inside. He's gonna try and take the lead away from Bats. He has a really good line there. He managed to keep it. Oh, and Bats makes
Bats Plus
contact
gets very
with Stanley.
squirrely, and there was nowhere for Stanley to go, and that's gonna allow the other Red Bull to sneak on by here. Probably get 2 for 1 here. Gonna get a 2-piece. Can he do it? No, he cannot. But we do have Big Yellow Flag Sector 2 in the back. Looks like one of the Renaults is around. No, Shadowbane is around. So something happened to Shadowbang. I think he may have collided with Broomhandle, and Shadowbang is now faced the wrong way, or actually he's now turned back right around, but he is relatively off the pace now because of what happened.
But yeah, crazy stuff happening at the front here. Tasmanian takes the lead away from Bats. FYKV takes third away from Stanley after Stanley and Bats made a tiny little touch there. We've got somebody off again.
Shahomey in the grass. Very bad day for the Williamses. First, Shadowbane had just a mistake there, and now Shahomey also just making a mistake. Mistakes happen galore between the two of them. But I was gonna...
Tasmanian is just trying to get out of the DRS zone. I'll tell you what, Bats does not have DRS.
No, it's open. On my screen, it's open. Bats does have it. He's just barely in range. And now it's closed. So he is just barely there. But something I was noticing about Stanley before all this went haywire is that Stanley was relatively conservatively using his ERS. He was using it, and then he was stopping. And he was using it and stopped just to stay in DRS range. And that's all he was using it for. But when there was a situation where he was not trying to push the envelope to make a pass, because he could have, but he was just like, use the DRS to stay in touch range and then save the rest. So very conservative on what he's using, and he's just kind of toying with his play, if you will. As Turkey Whacker and Judah off into the ground here in Sector 2 on the edge where Albon and Hamilton collide in real life, and they're now both in the sand pit the wrong way around. And there's a broken particle wing, and I think that is Turkey Whacker's wing, and Turkey Whacker still can't get the car turned around, and he is sinking like a stone down to P17. If he's not careful, he will go down to P18.
Oh, this is absolutely horrible. I mean, it's unfortunate when you come together with a person, but look at that. FYKV has just come into the pits. He's the first one out of that front pack to pit, and he's going on a hard tire. So he's going until the end.
Yeah, he is going to the end. As we look at the people ahead of him right now, if we look at stops, top 6 have not stopped yet, and they will have to make one stop. Broomhandle is the best of, you could say, the rest. With the one stop under his belt, but he is definitely going to have to stop again. But he could try a set of mediums, unlike these drivers that will definitely have to go for a set of hards. And we do have another yellow flag, Sector 1. One of the cars is slow. Big pile up in front of the field there, as Shahomey and Judah are also both turned around. And that was probably a little bit frightening if you were Fixer, as you were coming out and you saw all these cars kind of losing it. And Zutini very slow as well. So it looks like the battle for the wooden spoon, a lot of the drivers are having problems keeping the power under them.
Yeah, it's never easy to do that, and we're seeing that today. We're only a third through this Grand Prix. We still got 24 more laps to go, and a lot of things are happening already. We had our first pit stop from that front pack, but Bats and Tasmanian Devil, they're still right behind each other. It's so hard to get away from someone on this track with the 3 DRS zones.
Oh, Shadow that's Shadowbane. He was doing so well. Yeah, he lost it off that last corner there, and that will be a safety car. So that, I don't know if that's going to help Fixer or hurt Fixer, because Fixer could have got the undercut, but now with the field neutralized, it's going to be relatively interesting to see that I think one of the Renaults has jumped, Renaults have jumped down pit lane no, that's just a safety car, my mistake. But yeah, yellow icon with yellow icon. But the point I was trying to make, though, I don't think that's going to help Fixer. I think Fixer may have just got relatively royally screwed by that safety car coming out.
Yeah, I mean, this could hurt a lot of people, but some people that definitely helped out is Tasmanian Devil, Bats, and Stanley. This is perfect for their pit stop time. This is going to fall right into their strategy. The safety car is also going to help them, retain their tire life for a couple of laps. So it's a really great time for them for the second safety car of this race to be coming out. And as I just mentioned a moment ago, we were only a third through this race, so we still got a long way to go. Anything can still happen. We do have a few people that went into the pits, like Jadu, Zuti, and I think there was a couple of other guys. Oh, Shahomi also jumped into the pits as well. FYKV, of course, might hurt him a little bit because he made that pit stop right before that safety car came out.
All the top runners are currently coming in. The only one staying out right now is Attack Wolf, who has not pitted yet, but he did start the race on mediums. So I don't know if this is the smartest idea in the world, but again, I've been proven wrong on tire strategy before, and I've been proven right. So as a commentator, I can't commentate too much about tire life and strategy because I don't have all the information. But Beach G does get a 5-second for speeding, but maybe because Bam Bam was pitting, Attack Wolf may have got double stacked, and that's what he was trying to avoid. But yeah, everyone is basically coming in right now to get a fresh set of rubber here, and Fixers is going to cycle out. Actually, he's come in as well again. So Fixers either wasn't happy with something or may have had some damage we don't know about, and he's repitted, so he's now basically out of contention for the podium, for at least for the time being.
And again, anything could still happen here, but Attack Wolf right now is going to take the lead of this race. He's running on the medium set that he started this race on. I would probably be taking the pit stop if I were him, because you can switch on another set of hards and match up the same strategy pretty much of the top runners, especially when the top runners have decided to go on medium tires. You can actually sort of overtake them a little bit and possibly gain some time. He might also possibly decide to pit right now on the second lap on their safety car.
I was thinking
and
that
save
too.
another lap of his tires. That could be a possibility.
Yeah, I was thinking that too, because Bam Bam was only slightly ahead of him, so I think he was trying to avoid the double stack, because the dreaded double stack could cost him a lot of time. But with them getting really bunched up, he's going to lose even more time, so I don't know if that was a benefit or not. But the thing is, this is where I was talking at the beginning, where it kind of gets screwed over if you ran mediums. Because right now, he probably would want to go on a set of mediums, but he can't. So he has to either go on the harder compound and make sure to get to the end, or do another stop on the set of softs. So, but he will be pitting now, and I'm assuming, I see the white wool, so he is pitting for a set of hards, and he will be good to go to the end, much to probably his chagrin that he couldn't go on a set of mediums.
This is going to be an interesting one. I want to, I'll keep an eye on Attack Wolf later in the race. I want to see how far he can recover on the strategy, but he's matched up pretty much the strategy of a couple of people here, like Broom Handle. FYKV was on that hard tire, but with the second safety car, he's decided to switch back over to a medium, and he's matching up the top runners as well. But Forzan decided to go on a soft tire.
I was going to say that. Both Racing Points went on soft tires. I was looking at this. And I don't know, they can't make it to the end. You can't take a set of softs 20 laps. Now watch, they're going to prove me wrong on this and make it happen. But I just don't think that's feasibly possible without you puncturing or your car basically being so slow that you'll get passed by mediums and hards.
This race is just getting better and better, honestly. The only thing that could possibly make it more exciting now is if some rain came right towards the end of this race, but
according to Turkey Whacker, he said it's going to be dry throughout, so sadly...
Yeah, exactly. According to our information, it's not going to happen, but more information coming in, and that's the safety car will be coming in this lap. So let's watch again for, this time it's Tasmanian Devil's turn to do a restart, and Bats is going to be right behind him. So is this going to be possibly a switch of roles from what it was on the first restart?
Yeah, I was going to say, though, I feel kind of sad because now I can't fill out my bingo card here. Sadly, I'll never be able to get bingo because of the no rain. But hey, we have many races left in this calendar year. So again, there'll be another chance to get metaphorical bingo. Oh, Tasmanian Devil's really bocking him up. He is just, like, Bratz was kind of giving him speed. Here, he is just, like, he's going 48. He's basically the grandma in the very far left lane going 30. Now he's going hard. He's basically just caught him napping, and Pats was not ready for that. So Tasmanian Devil tried to really slow him down and then went really aggressive in the overtake, and he's gotten at least half a second clear of Bats Plus as they head back to the line.
That was a really smart restart from Tasmanian Devil and definitely caught Bats off guard just by a tiny little bit. Forzan is right on his back now as well, and also on that softer set of tires. So this could possibly open up the door for Tasmanian Devil to think, hey, maybe Forzan can come in between myself and Bats and sort of slow Bats down a little bit and do the work for me.
Yeah, because Tasmania and Bats are on the same strategy, so there's no way you'll get them on tire strategy, so it's now just by speed. But if there's like a little car in between, that could really throw a monkey wrench in the plans. As Forza really down the back had to lock up to try to avoid hitting Bats Plus, saw some smoke, but Forzan is really got to make advantage of these soft tires because they're going to fall off like a cliff in a couple laps while the rest of them can't make it to the end.
Yeah, this is quite interesting. On the second restart, there's also some bad towards the back with Beast G and Broom Handle and Black Angel and Bam Bam. They're all pretty close to each other. So, yeah, we'll see how it's all going to turn out. And again, look at this mix-up of strategies. We've got medium, medium, soft, medium, medium, soft, medium, hard, medium, medium, soft, hard. It's just all over the place. Everybody's on a different strategy, and I think that might come into play later on. Forzan just set the fastest lap of this race,
which is kind of
this
interesting.
Brand new soft,
but he's going to make a very
comes.
aggressive pass. Like I was going to say, he was under the safety cars. It was kind of interesting. He set the fast lap of the race, even though the leader had the bigger advantage. But I guess that's the advantage of the softs, and he just passes Bats Plus like he's standing like nothing. But considering that, again, there's a good chance Forzan has to pit again. There's not much he can really do. He's just going to have to just hope that he can stay in the tail of Forzan and let basically Forzan has to fight Tasmanian Devil, and he can then stay with him.
Yeah, Forzan is now coming closer and closer to Tasmanian Devil, but I think Tasmanian is going to try and pull off as much of a gap as he can on Bats before he lets him pass, and then he's going to have a more than that second gap and possibly start pulling out a gap in front of him as well until the end of the race or until they pit again.
That is correct. But yeah, right now, also something else worth noting is the battle for the last points paying position in the wooden spoon. Jahomey is trying to get by, or at least is relatively just a little bit off Fixer. And it'll be interesting to see if he can keep up. But with him being on the softs and Fixer being on the mediums, it should eventually happen. But Forzan really on the back of Tasmanian Devil. Going to have DRS now because it's the next lap. And needs a lot of his overtake. And he's going to try to make this work relatively quickly. He can't go on the inside because it's going to be covered by Tasmanian Devil. Going to try to hang around the outside. Can he make it work? Side by side still, and they're going to hold it. And it looks like Forzan will make the pass for the race, for the lead of the race.
There we go. So Forzan gets ahead, gives 0.8 of a second from Tasmanian Devil to Bats. So Tasmanian Devil just needs to pull out a little bit more time and get out of that 1 second gap, and then he'll be able to run away with this race. Because Forzan is going to have to stop again for sure. KGB Black Angel is stopping again for sure. So his real nemesis right now is going to be Bats Plus.
Fixer making a great pass on Broom Handle here for P9, and he will successfully, the Red Bull's senior team will make a pass on the Red Bull junior team. But something else I like to point out right now is that Forzan just got another 3-second time penalty, but he had 6 seconds worth of time penalties. Now he has 9 seconds. So he really needs to cut back on the cutting because right now he will fall down to the very least P9 or P8, give or take, with the current time penalties he has.
Oh, Bats almost lost the car out of turn 1. He got really wiggly there, and KGB Black Angel is going to retake a 3rd place here. So KGB Black Angel up into the podium positions. And now here's another thing that I just thought about. KGB and Forzan both on the exact same strategy. They're teammates, so they won't be able to pit on the same lap.
Yeah, one will have to coordinate with the other, and usually in this situation, usually when I talk to my teammate, it's like, all right, whoever's in the lead will pit first, and then whoever is second will go second, because lead car gets advantage. But that's usually what, if you're in a party chat with your teammate, that's what you'll be talking out right now. But I don't know if they are, as KGB gets another time penalty, so I guess they are teammates to a degree, because they like getting penalties, and they like running on soft tires. But as we work our way through the rest of the field here, it looks like it's relatively still close up front with a DRS train between the first 4, and even Stanley's now on the back of Bats Plus. So Bats Plus, he's on the mediums though, so you'd think Bats Plus would be a little bit faster than he is. But other than that, it looks like TCR Racer is on the back of Bam Bam, so Bam Bam could be susceptible to a pass. He's now 3 seconds behind Stanley.
Yeah, there's a nice little train of cars pretty much from 1st to 5th that are all battling for position. So this could still go anyone's way. I mean, you never know. Tasmanian and Bats or KGB or somebody could get tangled together and it could go wrong. So we will just have to wait and see. We're coming up to 2/3 through this race. And wow, this has been really exciting so far.
That it has. TCR Racer tried to move on Bam Bam but couldn't hold it on the inside, while Broom Handle has lost the position to Jahomey. And there's a big train here for the last points paying position. I'm going to take a look at the back here as Broomhandle is currently outside of it, and he just stacked up, and Tack Wolf, who is currently in P12, had nowhere to go, and now he's under pressure from Jadude as well, so a lot of fighting over the wooden spoon, and because Broomhandle is just not getting the giddy up and going on. But yeah, if we keep looking in the back here, we got Broomhandle getting P11, Attack with P12, and Jadude in 13th, and they're all just fighting, because right now the last points position is Shahomi, but Shahomi has a 3-second time penalty. Broomhandle has a 6. So if Attack Wolf can get ahead of Broomhandle and put the pressure on Shahomi, Attack Wolf won't have to pit again. Shahomi will, because he's on a set of softs. So Attack Wolf is currently de facto, with the pedalies, would be de facto P10 and last points paying position.
Bats Plus starting to close up on KGB Black Angel. KGB doesn't have DRS on Tasmanian Devil anymore, so this is again Tasmanian Devil's chance right now to build out a gap between himself and Bats. He is probably really happy with the situation. He knows Forza and KGB are going to pit, but it's all between him and Bats, as I mentioned before. But Bats is not letting KGB run away with it very easily, even though they have that difference in tire compounds. KGB Black Angel is getting a little bit wiggly on the entries of corners. Looks like he's getting a little bit of understeer.
Makes you wonder if the tires are starting to fall off. It hasn't been that many laps since the thing has started. I think, yeah, they're only 6 laps old, but that is halfway into the life of a set of softs around here. So maybe they are starting to feel a little bit of ill effects, and it will be interesting to see if Tasmanian Devil can slowly reel in Forzan.
And now Stanley joining up the party here as well. He's in 5th place, right behind Bats. He has DRS on him as well. So this is just, party city right now for Stanley, for Tasmanian Devil, and for all of these guys. It's you got to be smart. You got to keep hold of your tires, not make any mistakes, and then, just keep on pushing.
That is correct. And yeah, as I have been keeping an eye on the backfield, Broomhandle is really sinking like a stone. I don't know if, again, maybe he's just missed the mark on his setup. He had an okay qualifying run, and it looked like in the second stint before the second safety car came out, he was relatively okay. But now it just feels like he is really sinking. I know this is outside the points as they collide. Oh, he is on a set of hards. That kind of explains why he's sinking a little. But Attack Wolf was also on a set of hards. So I just, maybe the car isn't as gripped in as he thinks it is on a hard setup.
Yeah, he did have some trouble in the starting stages of the race as well, but he managed to recover after the safety car and now just losing positions. Maybe he's not really used to that hard tire. I always mention to drivers in our leagues that if you're switching from a softer to a harder tire, you might want to click your front wing up a notch as well, because you will suffer from a lot more understeer than you expect, especially if you're going from, let's say, a soft to a hard tire. That is a huge change.
Yeah, you got to make notes of that. And I know this isn't the most accurate sim when it comes to like iRacing's obviously more accurate set of courses, but there's still those little things like that where you have to pay attention to, or else you may get caught out and be paying the price. But again, back up front here, Tasmanian Devil really has closed in on KGB. Actually, KGB actually made the pass. My mistake, because he was in P3. So Bats Plus is only half a second behind Tasmanian Devil. KGB is going to have to pit again, and same thing with Forzan. So I guess, and TCR Racer has just passed Bam Bam for 6. But my point would be, is that if I'm Tasmanian Devil right now, am I going to force the issue on KGB?
I really wouldn't. I would probably wait for it. Zuti just had a spin there in the second sector as well. But, yeah, I mean, there's nothing really you can do. I think he just made a mistake there, which allowed KGB Black Angel to slide ahead of him. So, yeah, it's a tough position for Tasmanian Devil. He's just going to have to keep on pushing, and maybe he will have to let Bats through under DRS, but he'll have to wait for the last couple of laps to make that pass again.
Yeah, because Forzan and KGB both have time penalties. You has Yellow Flag Sector 3. One of the Red Bulls is around, it looks like. That is actually Broomhandle, if I'm not mistaken. I can't get a good angle. Yeah, he now has a broken wing, and now he'll have to limp around one more lap on the circuits from bad to worse to awful for Broomhandle, and that is not good. But we do have a pass here for third, as it looks like KGB is not going to heal the device we were trying to tell him, and he's going to be very aggressive on a take here, and he's going to clip the side pod, and KGB is going to keep the position, and that's this fighting is going to allow Bats Plus to slowly reel him in. But the problem is he can reel him in, but will he be able to pass him? And then if he does pass him, then he's just going to have to deal with a KGB problem.
Yeah, I'm surprised how much KGB is behind Forza, and on that same strategy. They put it on the same lap, they have the same tires, but KGB is not having a good time on his tires while Forza is pulling ahead. So, yeah, I thought Tasmanian Devil would have been able to stay ahead of him, but somehow KGB managed to get ahead, and now it looks like he's slowing everybody down behind him by just a touch.
Well, I think the thing with that is that KGB had to fight through the field. Remember, he was P5, and he had to fight his way through the field, and that's going to put a lot of wear on your tires while the dirty air. While Forzen, all he had to do was get behind Tasmanian Devil. So he had a very short distance Forzen had to do, and he got it done within like 1 lap, while KGB had to fight his way through 3 to 4 cars. So his tires are going to be probably a lot more shot to a degree. And right now, that's why I think, especially because we're so far into the run, he's got 8 or 9 lappable softs. So his tires are going to be actually 10 laps. So yeah, his tires are coming near the end of their life. And if he wants to make it on a one stop, that's going to have to be 10 more laps. But even if he can make it 10 more laps, he's got at least a 6-second time penalty. So all this is basically for naught.
And Stanley is right on the back of this little battle as well. He's been hanging on to them, and he's still there. KGB just got another 3-second time
Now he's up to 9.
penalty.
VSC, though. VSC. Will he jump down? Oh, he is. He just cut the grass to try to make that happen. He just threw it in. He saw his chance, and he ran. So KGB instantly saw it. He hard righted as fast as he can. It's like that meme where it's like straight, no, just quick right. And I do think the stewards may have a question mark because he flat out just didn't take the access route and cut it on the grass. But I don't know if the stewards may do something or not with that. But it'll be interesting to see as Pfizer and Beast and Chahomi, actually Chahomi stayed out. But some other drivers have pitted as well, as Zutini will get a drive-through for speeding out of a safety car.
Yeah, that's not going to help him out at all. But KGB Black Angel is now one to watch out for because he took that chance. He dove right in. He's got a brand new set of soft tires. There's still yellow flags in sector 2 and 3 there for one of the Ferraris, but he's in P7. He's a little back away from everybody else, but everyone in front of him is going to have to make another stop where he can definitely make it till the end on these tires.
I don't know. I think there's a chance that Tasmanian Bats Plus could make it. It's risky. I'm not saying it's a guarantee, but if the softs can make it 12 laps, and the mediums can make it, I feel like 18 to 19. So I think there's a chance, as Forza is now going to pit now because he feels like his time is up. But I think there's a chance that they could make it. But if they keep fighting, there's no chance they'll make it. But something else worth noting, though, as I keep saying, is the penalty game. Because Forzan and KGB both have 9 seconds worth of time penalties, while all drivers ahead of them have none. So even if, hypothetically speaking, they can get back ahead, they have to find a way to get 9 seconds clear or hope that the drivers ahead of them start racking up the penalties in great succession with 12 laps remaining. Actually, not even 12 laps remaining. We're at 28, so 9 laps remaining.
Yeah, this is coming down right to the closing stages now. And honestly, I think it's going to come down to the line. I have no idea how to call this right now because Stanley is right on the back of Bats. Bats is right on the back of Tasmanian. They're all on the same strategy. F1 Racer and Bam Bam aren't too far away either, so they could still come into play. This could absolutely turn into anyone's hands.
If I had to put my pesos or my yen or my currency that you insert here, depending on where you're watching, I'm going to put, I gotta put it on Bats Plus because he's got 82 ERS in comparison to Tasmanian's 68 and Stanley's 54. So Bats Plus has really saved his ERS for the last couple laps. If we do have a yellow flag, sector 2-1, McLaren's a turkey whacker is around. He gets it refired, and he's now really underfueled the car, though, so he's gonna have to watch out for the fuel. But yeah, none of them have their lights on as well, so they probably at least have some rich fuel left in the tank.
Yeah, this battle up front is just so entertaining to watch. These 3 guys are locked into it. They're not giving anything up. The DRS is very powerful around here, and it's proving that once again tonight.
Feixer set the purple lap there, and he will now have 1 extra point to his total because he's currently inside the top 10. So at least, even though he's in the back, he'll at least get 1 extra point to his name for the start of the season, so it's better than nothing. But, yeah, again, it's a 3-horse race, and if they all collide or they slow each other up, I mean, TCR is like 5 seconds behind, but again, anything is possible. I was telling that story about the driver that had a 6-second lead and spun it, so you never know. Something bad happens, and next thing you know, here comes TCR and Bam Bam, and now they're fighting for the win.
Yeah, exactly, and now 7 more laps to go, 7 more laps to go now. It's going to be a close one. That's all I'm going to say. If they can make it 20 laps on these medium tires and then don't have to pit again, then I guess KGB and Forza are going to lose out. Oh, F1 Racer was... that was Stanley
TCR.
Passing.
Yeah, it was TCR. TCR coming out pit... not TCR, sorry. That was Turkey Whacker who spun, and he was coming out pit lane. So I don't think ghosting is on, or if it is, I don't know why Turkey Whacker's fighting here, because that... No, ghosting is on. I can see his car a little bit ghosting, but right now Turkey Whacker should just back it down. I mean, he could actually, well, because the McLaren teammates are probably telling him go up there and fight because you can cause a little bit of a wreck. As there's a yellow flag sector 1. I think Shahome has spun it. He has looped it, and he has no front wing, so he's going to have to limp around for one more lap.
Yeah, he also reset the track there, so that might be something the stewards will look at as well. But Zutini just retired
in the pit lane though, so no safety car will happen. He will be kept clean from this, so good on him to retire in the pit lane. But yeah, with we'll have 5 to go this time by. Actually, no, 6. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No, 6 to go. Sorry, my mistake. Sometimes you think like, oh, it's 6, but it was really 6 now. But yeah, anything is possible. As we got the slow Ferrari of Zutini just thrown back on the track, even though he retired, which is kind of odd. But Fireball gets a 3-second time penalty. It looks like Bats Plus could try a lunge here using his ERS. Round the outside. Can he make it stick? No, he'll be a little bit too conservative on the brakes, but he's going to try a switchback maneuver as Stanley's also getting passed by the lap car of Turkey Whacker. So we'll have a good lunge here. So Stanley's got to deal with his own problems, and Bats Plus could try a lunge here around the outside. Can he Albon it? No, he'll again be very conservative, and Turkey Whacker's just trying to put his elbows in with the ghosting.
Wow, but look at that job Tasmania Devil is doing defending. Absolutely incredible. He's not moving across the track. He's not blocking. He's just putting his car exactly where it needs to be. It's absolutely brilliant.
I think Turkey Whack's making no friends here, because that's probably one thing that really annoys me when you're driving and there's a ghost car and you can't judge your braking point because there's a bloody ghost car inside your in your cockpit, and you're like, oh, am I braking here or not, because he can throw you off. But luckily, now Turkey Whack is going to get a lot of blue flags, so was it worth it? Now he's just going to have to concede spots anyway, so what was the point of him doing that? I guess we'll never know, like the licks to get to a center of a Tootsie Pop. But Bats Plus, though, will probably try another lunge here. Has a lot of ERS left in the tank here, but so does Tasmania Devil and Stanley. So he's going to have to at least force the issue eventually, you would think.
Yeah, Stanley is just still hanging on. He's waiting. He's being smart. He's trying to just wait for them to either get tangled up together or one of them make a mistake and he's going to jump right up there. But he's already on the podium either way. So it's a great race from him. Good position to be in right now. And now he just needs to hang on to the back of them and keep on pushing.
Yeah, 100%. Something, though, I'm reminded of this story as we will now hit with 4 to go this time by, is I'm reminded of the 2020 Indy 500, where Sada was very on the aggressors. Attack was actually past Fixer for P8, which is a relatively good pass there. But they're still battling, so I'm going to keep an eye on this. But I'll go back to my anecdote, is that, back to my point, is that Takuma Sato made a very aggressive attack on Scott Dixon at the Indy 500 relatively early, about 50 laps to go left in the race, and then Dixon was just waiting behind, just waiting for an opportunity to make something happen. But then eventually, there was a safety car, a full course caution with 5 to go, and the race ended under caution, and Dixon never had an opportunity to make another attack. So there is that risk-reward where a driver can wait behind, but he has to eventually take the aggression because you don't want to wait to the last lap, get a bad exit off 1, and be screwed. As KGB has made a pass on TCR for P4, but he does have 9...
Bats is all over Tasmanian. He was trying to make a pass into turn 1, didn't quite work out, then now into turn 4, and still Tasmanian is just defending so beautifully there. Puts the car exactly where it needs to be.
And that could open the door for Stanley as well, but KGB is still fighting with a TCR, but as TCR doesn't have to really worry because TCR, he's got no penalties, KGB has 9. So, but something else worth noting is Forzan, I guess KGB jumped Forzan because he pitted so early, but yeah, that was the power of the VSC right there for you.
Yeah, I don't think these guys are pitting anymore. 3 laps to go now. Nope. It's going to be right after they cross the line here, so these guys are taking these mediums to the end. Hopefully they'll make it there, but this battle is going to be all the way down to the end now.
Again, I like bringing up the ERS, but right now Beats Plus has over 60% ERS, while Tasmanian and the Stanley only have 20. So there's a lot of ERS left in the tank of Bats Plus, so he is going to be using it a ton on the last lap. So it'll be interesting to see the little extra speed he'll get on the straights. So if he gets one more lunge, expect him to use the whole clip of ERS to get on an attack to make a move happen.
Tasmanian was really wide there through turn 2 and 3, so or through turn 3, sorry. So Bats he's just not able to get a good run. I think it's so hard to overtake sometimes when the guy in front of you and yourself are really matched up on pace, and that's what's happening here right now. Tasmanian, Bats, and Stanley, all 3 of them are just very much matched up on pace, matched up on strategy. There's really nothing to divide them except for their own driving skills right now, and possibly the DRS.
Yeah, Bats Plus is losing a lot of time, though, it looks like. So, again, anything's possible with 2 to go here, but he's going to have to find some time and get within striking distance because he will not have the ability to make a lunge at the rate he's going. But speaking of that, he gets a relatively good exit there, but he's still going to be within half a second. Is he going to go for it now, or is he going to save one lap? He's using some ERS, but he laid off. He could have a chance here if he was very aggressive like Rosberg against Hamilton in 2016, but thinks better of it. But he's really going to set himself up here. Is this the moment he goes for it? Is this for the win of the race, or at least the lead of the race? Well, he doesn't get a good enough exit there, so never mind. He'll have to set up for the final attempt. Because, yeah, there's no way he'll make an aggressive lunge here, but it looks like he's a lot more conservative on the brakes than Tasmanian Devil is. So maybe he has to go aggressive and just say, screw it, and just go as late as he physically thinks he can.
Yeah, all 3 of them locked up into turn 4 over there, so these medium tires are very much at the end of their life. Everybody's going to have to be really careful. It's going to be the tighter corners in the second and third sector that might catch somebody out here, and now we're going to be starting the last lap here in just a second.
As they say, smoke them if you got them. Use all your less of your ERS, Bats Plus, Tasmanian, everyone, use it all because this is the last lap. Use it if you got it. You don't get anything for having extra ERS. As it looks like going to the corner here, Bats Plus goes very aggressive on the brakes there. He's within about a quarter of a second. He's a little bit too far back, but he's a little bit closer. He could go for a lunge here. You can see the blinking red light. That means Tasmanian Devil has ran out of ERS. So will he go for something? No, he will not. A little bit too far back to make anything happen as he's going to hit the apex of the corner here. Now past the Rolex sign. This is probably his last best chance at making something happen. KGB has passed Forzen for 4th. Not really important right now as it's going to be a lunge. Will he go for it? Looks like he's thinking about it very hard on the brakes. Doesn't care about the tires, but nothing will be happening. And it looks like unless something happens in the last couple corners, I don't think there's another opportunity for Bats to make a pass.
Oh wow, this is absolutely like I'm lost for words right now with this battle. They've been at it from the whole race and they're still battling right down to the line here. But yeah, it looks like Tasmanian Devil is going to have this first round win here.
Tasmanian Devil, as he comes on the last corner here, bearing any penalties. I'll hold thoughts till he gets to this last corner here. I do not see a warning pop up my screen, so Tasmanian Devil can swap it off his brow. He will win this race. Bats Plus in second, Stanley in third, and Forzen and KGB will come home 4-5 for right now until TCR comes around, and with the Pettas, we'll jump up to P4. But I think they'll at least be able to hold in the 5-6, the racing points will, because Bam Bam is over 8 seconds behind. No, he will actually jump them both. So then here comes Attack Wolf. Will he make a jump? He will as well. And same thing with Pfizer. So how many penalties did both Forzen and KGB get? I think they were up to 12. So they're already down to P8, P9. And I think they'll hold on to that, but they were having such a good run, and because of the penalties, they ate them up, and now they're down 8 and 9, when in reality they could have been up to 4 or 5.
And Attack Wolf, huge winner out of that. He gained 4 positions because of penalties, jumping himself up from 10th to 6th. That's a big heap of points there.
That is a great point save for him. He'll be happy about that. And you did make a note when he did come in pit lane. It looked like he may have held out 1 lap too long, but good recovery drive for him. But I think the relatively big winner here today, well, I guess for a team-wise, would probably be the Mercedes, because they brought home the biggest point share, I believe, out of both teammates. I'll have to take a look when we get to the results here. But driver today goes that Porchy dude. So good for that Porchy dude. But as we watch the podium steps here, as we wait, as we can see Beast G talking in the chat there, but here comes out Tasmanian Devil. He has really earned this win here today. Had all pressure from almost all angles from Stanley and the Red Bull driver, and at the end of the day, he was able to hold his brow and keep the win and bring home the first win of Season 5.
Incredible race here to open up this season. Austria always delivers some good battling, but this was unbelievable, especially these 3 guys battling it out throughout the whole race. After 2 safety cars, after a VSC, after everything was said and done, Tasmanian Devil managing to go from 3rd to 1st, and Bats dropping that 1 position down to 2nd place. But incredible race all around. Honestly, I enjoyed that one so much, and the drivers did an incredible job here tonight.
Yeah, it was one of those races where you just watch for 30 laps, 40 laps, just wondering if anything's going to happen. And at the end of the day, Bats just kind of got caught. He tried to make his move. I just think he should have tried it a little earlier, but that is racing. But Tasmanian Devil will walk home with the most points. Well, actually, he will walk home with the most points because he didn't get the fast lap. So, yeah, Fikester will get fast lap the race. So Tasmanian Devil 1, Bats 2nd, Stanley 3rd, TCR 4th, Bam Bam 5th, Attack Wolf 6th, Pfizer 7th, Forzen 8th, KGB 9th, and Fireball will round out the last points paying positions in 10th. But yeah, that will do it for the Austrian GP. I don't think we do post-race interviews here, so I'll let it load back to the menu, and we'll do our quick sign-offs. But while we load back, is there anything else you'd like to know about this race here today, and are you excited for the next round?
Well, I mean, the lineup that is lined up in this Season 5 is absolutely incredible. I was expecting a great race, and we got way more than what I was expecting out of today's race. I think it was, a good sign of amazing battling to come later on to the season as well. So, yeah, I'm super excited for, Round 2 and the rest of it here at CSR. I think it's going to be a super exciting season.
Yep, Round 2 is going to be at the Baku Street Circuit, and that will be February 5th, this Friday. Now, I'm not 100% who will be on the call. That will obviously be up in there. It may be me and you. It may be someone else. We don't 100% know. But hopefully you will join the Corona Series Racing for that race. But I think that will basically do it for me here today. Any last thoughts? I think you already said it, but if you want to add anything else before maybe sign off, plug something, anything you want to do?
Yeah. No, thanks again for having me, and thanks again to everybody who's been watching.
Yep, and we thank you for joining us. And like I said, next week, actually not next week, this Friday will be the Baku Street Circuit. But until then, I am ROP. That is Blinn. Thank you, and good night.